You can paddle it, you can pedal it. It looks great, you can stand up in it. It has a nice seat, and it's affordable. Today, we're checking out the Old Town Predator PDL right here on Venture 2. Come on. About to get on the water, guys, because I believe the best way to test a kayak that's designed for anglers is, well, to simply go fishing. Let's get on the water. All right, guys, on the water. Wasn't too bad. It's my first time ever being on this kayak. It's the first time ever seeing it in person. So how this is going to work, I'm just going to come out here and fish for a little bit, give you my initial impressions of what this kayak can do. Y'all know that I fish out of a 2016 Hobie Pro Angler 14, the pinnacle of kayak fishing kayaks for sure. And this kayak has a lot to live up to if it's going to meet my expectations. So I'm going to head back here to the back of this cove and try to get out of this wind. I tell you what, having that reverse feature is just amazing. I know for 2017, Hobie has the new Mirage Drive 180 with the reverse, but not having to touch anything with your hands, I love that aspect. Of course, there's pros and cons with anything. You can go in much shallower water with the Hobie Pro Angler because you can feather the pedals. With this, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to take out the drive and then paddle. But again, this is going to be an easier kayak to paddle because of its width. It's a wide, stable kayak. It's not quite as wide as the Hobie Pro Angler. Right now, I don't feel like I'm going to turtle. I feel 100% stable. I have pedaled the Native Slayer Propels, the 13.5, and I would say this is pretty much about the same. Maybe a little bit faster, seems smoother. That could just be my imagination, I don't know. That pulsation feeling you get, like it surges when you're pedaling, it happens in this one too. It did it in the Native, it does it in this. Not a big deal, it's just not as fluid as the Hobie. But that right there, I was about to hit that dock and just backed right on up. I'm going to take you guys back to my house later and show y'all some up close details of the boat, and, you know, dry storage, mounts, etc. I've always been a big fan of Native Watercraft. If I were to compare this kayak directly to the Native Propel, this kayak wins. There's a few key things that just make that little difference that just gives it the edge over the Native. The least expensive pedal kayak that I've seen on the market so far is the Pilot, which is made by Pescador, I think. But they're already having issues with it. So it's listed at $1,700. And they're already having recalls on it. So I think that was an attempt to get into the pedal kayak market without really thoroughly testing their stuff. And to me, that doesn't sit well with me when a company does that kind of thing, where the consumer is the test lab. See, my 2016 Hobie does not have reverse. And being able to back up like that is just incredible. Number one, let's compare this kayak to the Native Propel. The biggest difference so far that I love is that this kayak can turn. It has a different style rudder system. The Native has a rudder system that lays parallel with the water surface, so it's like this. This kayak has a rudder that sticks down in the water perpendicular to the surface like this, so it's turning like this. You get a much sharper turn with a rudder that goes deep down in the water. This thing turns really fast, and with the reverse capability, there's pretty much no space that I can't maneuver around where I could get to a fish. Let's talk about the seat for a second. The seat is about the same as the Native. I would say this one's a little more comfortable, and it also has a storage pouch on the back of it for storing gear or sandwiches if you're going to be out on the water all day, or whatever you want to put in there, sunblock, etc. It's a convenient little bag that I can easily access anytime. Also, this kayak seems to be a little bit wider. I'll have to check the specs, but this one does seem a little wider than the Native Propel. The Propel seems to be a little narrower, but Again, I'll have to check the specs. Maybe it's just the way this kayak is laid out that makes it feel like it's wider. We'll bring you guys in for a closer look at this pedal drive system. The Native has a hump that comes up right here. And I don't like that. If you're trying to stand and fish, it just gets in the way, to be honest. What Old Town has done, they've designed this system where everything is flush. It's all flat, and you even got this nice little dry hatch right here for putting whatever. I have my wallet and my phone in there right now. And I was supposed to put my keys in there and I forgot, so I'll do that right now and I'll show you. Just twist it open, drop it down in there, locks in place. So having this nice flat area to stand, or just having that open, really makes a difference. I like that. Plus, I like the fact that, let's say I'm in shallow water or I'm beaching, I unlock this right here, I lift up, it's got a nice handle to pick this up, the whole assembly pops up, and I push it forward. I push that forward the bow of the kayak, and it locks it in place. But it's not up so high that it makes the kayak feel tipsy. But the prop and all this assembly is level with the bottom hull of the kayak, so I'm not going to hit anything. It's a nice little design. I like that they did this. So I'll pull toward me, set it right down. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention, picking it up, really no matter which way your prop is turned, it's going to come out without having to rotate the prop and getting it stuck underneath the boat. And I've had that issue before on the Native. Okay, push that down, turn the pin. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Lock it in place, that's done. I know I'm comparing this kayak with the Native because I feel like comparing this kayak to the Hobie, it's not apples and oranges, but the Hobie cost $1,000 more than this kayak. And it goes into the seat. The Mirage Drive is the best pedal drive system on the market, hands down. And now that they've added the reverse, it's no contest. But I feel like if you're looking for a pedal drive kayak and you've been looking at the Pilots, you've been looking at the Natives, and you got your eyes on this one now, this would be the one I would choose. Check this out. Make sure your rudder's straight. Grab this big handle, push it toward the bow of the boat. You can see back there that the rudder comes right up and back down. I'd say the only negative is this small little rudder control knob right here. It doesn't have much sticking out. You don't have much to grab on there, but I mean, that's minor. When it comes down to these types of kayaks, you're putting a lot of money out there. And the reason another reason I didn't include Hobie is because Hobie keeps going up on their prices every year, and I don't really know when or at what price it's going to stop, because I mean, back in the day it was hard to afford a Hobie, and if they keep going up, I mean, we're kayakers, we're buying plastic. I'm not against Hobie by any means, but I mean, we're getting into small boat prices, and to me that makes no sense. People want to kayak to save money and to get on the water quickly and simply, and I'll always stand behind Hobie. There's no doubt that it's the best in the business, but it's the best in the business at certain things, at certain types of fishing. Too, this kayak weighs about, I think 120 pounds, and that's 30 pounds less than a Hobie Pro Angler, and I'm not sure on the Natives, but taking it off my trailer when I went to launch, I could immediately tell, wow, this is a lot lighter, even though it's really only a 30-pound difference from my PA. You really can feel it. 30 pounds is a lot when you're dragging a big cumbersome boat. I keep taking my right hand and reaching on the right side to try to turn the kayak. My Hobie has two rudder handles, so I have rudder control from both sides. That's one thing this kayak does not have. I think I've built up enough courage to come over here and attempt to stand. Here goes. Oh yeah. Oh guys, that's really not bad at all. This feels very stable. Okay guys, so I've pedaled it forwards, backwards, I've stood up in it, I've messed around with the drive, and like I said, I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to take it back to my house now and I'm going to show you guys up close some of the features of the Predator PDL. Well, of course the camera dies and I hook one. About a 4-pounder. Back at the house now, my camera says it's got full battery, but I ended up catching 4 fish like back to back and didn't get a single one of the hook sets on video, but the first one was about 4 pounds, and I'll have some pictures posted at the end of this video if you guys want to see, but let's take a look at the kayak. Alright guys, I'm going to start at the bow and work my way back. As you can see, we got a molded big nice handle, so you can grab it from either side. Really like that feature. We got a little raised area here to help reduce the splashes from wakes. Moving along to the Old Town click seal hatch, lockable, opens up, it's attached, you're not going to lose it. Got plenty of storage inside here for life jackets, clothes, tackle, whatever. Even comes with its own little battery bag for a fish finder. Moving right along, we have 2 plates, both on the port and starboard sides, that are mounting plates, so you don't have to screw anything into your kayak itself. No holes are going to be drilled in your kayak. You can mount to these, very easy. Of course, the drive itself, and in the drive you have the nice handle to pull up and put in your drive. You have a little dry hatch area here. This is attached by a cord, you're not going to lose it. Plenty of space in there for keys. It's all plastics, anything you want to keep dry. I had my phone, my keys, and wallet in there this afternoon. Everything stayed dry. Along the sides here you have more of these mounting plates. They're plastic, but very sturdy. Again, nothing drilled into the boat itself. I like that feature. But you have that on both sides. Also underneath here you have storage pouches for additional gear on both sides, and what I like about it, it's directly flush here, so it's not in the way of your feet, but you still have storage on the inside. You got this nice rubber that's not going to catch any hooks or anything like that. Okay, we have grab handles, really nice Old Town's, got the logo right in it right there, feels good. Got a cup holder right here, same on the other side, except you got your handle. You have your rudder control, so there's no cup holder on this side. You have this big, nice high back chair, adjustable straps right here. They are plastic. I would probably swap those out. I used to have that on my old Pro Angler and I snapped them, but anyway, this is the nice storage pouch I was talking about earlier. Tons of space in there. And it's got little grommets in the bottom, so if it does get wet, at least it's breathing and it can drain water. Seat also has these pull tabs. You pull up and it has these notches here, and you can adjust your seat according to your leg length for the pedals. The pedals don't adjust, but the seat does. You also have this nice little storage area up underneath here for quick access to stuff you're going to be using on the daily or whenever you're out on the water. Throw some Play-Dohs down there, or soft plastics, pliers, whatever you need. On the back here you have 2 straps that keep the seat in place, keep it from popping up in the back. You have an access hole located here under the seat for modifications or even additional storage. Okay, here's the big nice handle for the rudder. That's the rudder control. You have 2 flush mount rod holders in the back, and you have a nice spacious cargo area back here. Of course, we just put a milk crate back here for my buddy, and I just made these rod holders for him to custom match the color of the boat. I think it turned out great. Again, this is what makes this kayak so maneuverable, is this long, nice rudder that runs perpendicular to the water, unlike the native. It just, this kayak is very, very maneuverable. Back here you have a molded recess so you can get a good grip on the kayak from behind. You have 2 screws here where you can mount your transducer, so it's not sitting lower than the keel, so it's always protected, yet it's in the water. And you have this nice molded rubber protection piece here on the bottom for dragging it out of the water or loading it on a trailer, whatever. That's good to have. So there you go, guys. That's the rundown of the Old Town Predator PDL. I think they've done a fantastic job. I think they took what was already out there and made it a little bit better. They saw some of the problems, I think, with other manufacturers, and they addressed them, and they're still keeping that price point relatively low. If you're thinking about getting into a pedal drive kayak, you're going to be reaching that $3,000 price range, most likely. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the review. You guys give me a like if you like this kind of stuff. It's always a good indication for me to know you guys are enjoying my content. And if you have any questions about the kayak itself, leave them in the comment section below. Again, this is the first time I've ever been out in this kayak, but I've tried many different kayaks, and I can say that I was truly impressed with it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new and you enjoy kayak fishing stuff. Tournament season is right around the corner, so you guys wish me luck. It's going to be a lot more people this year, I believe, so competition's going to be stiff. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. God bless. Come on.